I'm in a Disney kind of mood today, so let's put on the Disneyland spirit jersey, a little Mickey jewelry, earrings, and I'm also wearing a ring, and I'll show it to you in just a second. Let's go see what's currently going on outside. We have kind of a surprise today. It's drizzly, rainy, and it's going to be that way most of the day. It's actually not that cold, so no snow, but we still have snow on the ground. You might be able to see that over there at the neighbor's house, and definitely out from our garage you can see the snow. But yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Drizzly day. It is collections day again today. In a previous video, I showed you my collection of vintage sweaters. And I wondered if people would be interested in seeing just different collections that I have had throughout my 44 years of marriage and beyond. So I was trying to think what would be some interesting collections that you would enjoy seeing. So how about purses? So today we're going to do my Disney purse collection, which is very small. And I know that my daughter Suzanne is going to be doing one of these too. And she's got much more of a collection of Disney purses because that was something that she enjoyed. And some of those were gifts through the years plus purchases that she did. And let's see. 2 of these I think were gifts for me. 2 of them I purchased. So we're going to look at these and see what I have. And then coming up in the future, would you like to see the Coach collection? Not vast, but you know, that would be something else. My Dooney and Burke collection. I have some other brands, like I think I have 1 Kate Spade and 1 Tory Burch. So that would be also what I call designer purses, not Louis Vuitton or Chanel or Gucci, but designer to me. And then I have some just off-brand purses that I have kept because I enjoy them. Oh, and Brighton too. I have a couple of Brighton purses that I did not purchase. They were given to me, or I take that back. I did purchase one at an estate sale, a Brighton purse. So let's look at the Disney purses today and see what we've got. I'll show you today. Here's one of them. And this is a camera bag. And this one, and this one. And this particular one came with a dust bag. I don't really know why, unless it's because this one is the full leather bag. So let's look at the details of each one. And I told you that I would show you my ring. Now this ring came from Pandora when I was ordering on the Pandora site, and it was on sale, and it's very, very small, but it's just a little hint of the Mickey face, and I've really enjoyed wearing it. It's just, you know, kind of a little dose of Disney, a little dose of Mickey. And then my necklace, I've had this forever. It came from the Germany Pavilion in Epcot, and it is the Swarovski crystals. And gracious me, I've had this one, I know, well over 10 years. And then the earrings came from one trip, I'm not sure which one, and I've enjoyed these. They're just a little dangle. So I am all Disney-fied today with my Disneyland spirit jersey, and I didn't show the back of it, but if I think about it at the end, I'll show you what it looks like in the back. All right, let's start with the Dooney and Burke company. Would you like to know a little bit about the company itself? Because I have been a Dooney and Burke fan for gracious ever since I've been married, and I think probably maybe the 2nd or 3rd year of my marriage, my husband bought me my first Dooney and Burke. It was my first, what I would call designer purse, and because everybody at the time was carrying them, and it was the traditional navy blue with tan leather, you know, around the edges. And when I do my Dooney and Burke collection, which is different from the Disney, I will show it. You will see it. It is super vintage, and I've never wanted to get rid of it. In fact, I carried it a couple of years ago, and my husband said, "Why are you carrying that? That is so old." But you know, it doesn't bother me. I really kind of like it, and it still has way years to go for carrying it. So as I tell you a little bit about the company, I'm going to have my glasses because, as you know, I can't see that well. And just an update on health, I'm feeling so much better. The dizziness has subsided. I don't know what it was all about. So I do have another doctor appointment tomorrow for Sister Day, and I'll take you along on some of it if I can. And I think what he's going to do, and I'm not really excited about this, is put on a heart monitor. And I had to do that in 2012. And I did not enjoy that at all, just because I didn't want something attached to myself for a period of time. But if it gives answers, I'm not going to complain. We're going to do what the doctor says, you know. And I also read a little bit more about dizziness, and I'm really thinking, could it be related to, I'm getting towards the end of menopause. My menopause kind of started in my 50s. And I didn't have the extreme sweating, but I did have hot flashes, and I still do, but it's not the sweat hot flashes, it's the heat hot flashes. It's just an overwhelming heat. It lasts a couple minutes and then it's gone. And it never bothered me to the point that I thought I needed to go to a doctor and, have estrogen and all that kind of stuff. I didn't want to mess with that, but yes, I went through the menopause period. So I'm getting ready to be 67. So I'm thinking that I'm towards the end of it maybe. I haven't read about it too much. It could go into your 70s, I guess. I don't know. But I'm wondering if that's part of it. And then I read something about the liver. If you have some liver dysfunction, you could have some dizziness. So, we're going to get answers, and it's going to be hopefully okay. And I have prayed and prayed. Oh, Lord Jesus, please take this away and help me feel better, because I have too much to do. I have too much to do to not be feeling well. All right, so let's get on with Dooney and Bourke and see what it's all about. So I don't know why I thought this, but I thought Dooney and Bourke was a British company. But don't get confused. Let me get to what it said. There is a beautiful little video if you go to the dooneyandbourke.com where it says, "Welcome to our world." And I'm looking on my iPad Pro, and y'all, my iPad Pro, I don't remember how old it is, but it will not update to the next version. That we have to update our iPhones and watches. That I've got on my watch today, and all of that, and laptop, and this one won't update anymore. It only goes up to 16 point whatever. And I was asking my husband about it, and he said because it's old. And I thought, I'm not buying a new iPad, because this is one of those big ones. A lot of people don't like the really big ones. I have the big Pro Max phone. I have the big iPad. I want a little bit larger laptop. Mine's not the biggest one, but it's large enough because I have to be able to see. So anyway, and then I put all of the words at the highest number you can get so that I can read them without the glasses after having cataract surgery. But anyway. Okay, so you go to the Disney or Dooney.com, and you get this beautiful video of, and I'll do just a little bit of it. Anyway, really pretty music, and just kind of interesting finding out about, how they got started and everything, and the kind of leather that they choose. So as I was listening to this and looking at it, they got their leathers from Europe. So that's what the Europe thing is all about. So anyway, here's what it said. It said that their journey began in 1975 through a bold vision with creative passion designer Peter Dooney. He had an undying desire for excellence, and it led him to Europe time and time again to search for the finest leathers and hardware. His passion for sourcing raw materials was only matched by his obsession for craftsmanship, and he has spent hundreds of hours honing the techniques that would become the signature Dooney and Bourke brand. Now, in 1975, when it began, he and Frederick Bourke Jr. launched the Dooney and Bourke, hoping to upend the leather goods market with classic styling and luxurious materials. And they kicked off with belts, suspenders, and small leather goods in Norwalk, Connecticut. So I guess that's where it's based. So anyway, anybody who is familiar with Dooney and Bourke, and I've had several purses, which we will see in the next video possibly, they are quality. They're a little bit heavy, which makes me not want to carry them as much the older that I'm getting. When I was younger, I didn't really care. But the older I get, I kind of have trouble carrying them. So anyway, all right. I can't tell you the year that this was bought because I didn't write things down. I wish I had. And so my husband, we had gone to Disney World in the summer for our anniversary. I'm talking, this is years and years ago, before we started doing the Christmas thing. So I knew I wanted to buy a Dooney and Bourke purse, but I didn't know which one I wanted. So I looked and I looked and I looked, and I finally settled on the brown one. Now, back at that time, if you remember, the Neverfulls by Louis Vuitton were really popular. And I knew I wasn't going to get a Neverfull. I don't know that I really wanted one necessarily, but those styles of bags were really popular. So you can see in comparison with my head and my body, this is pretty large. And so anyway, I chose the leather one that has the tooling of the Disney characters. And when you're choosing these bags, it's really kind of important to look at them all, because you want to see what characters you want to show the most. So when I was looking at mine, I don't know if it's this side or maybe this side, this one has a really good picture of Tinkerbell, the castle, the Mickey Mouse signature balloons, and the Dooney and Bourke's insignia right here. And I wanted that to kind of be in the middle of the bag. And then on the other side, we've got, let's see what's kind of going on. Here was Minnie Mouse. She's kind of in the center. Mickey is over here at the side. So I definitely wanted to see my favorite characters as I, looked at the bag. So I did. I used to carry this very, very often. Now, the drawback on this one is that it does not have a top zipper. And I stuff my bags with some type of packaging to keep them from, sloughing through and bearing down and kind of ruining the leather. So they are stuffed. And this particular one, you've got a Dooney if it's got the red interior and the cloth. And of course, it's really nice and easy to wipe out. And it has a zipper inside here, a little flat pocket here. And then on the other side, it's got a flap where you can snap it, and then a pocket for, probably back at that time, cell phones were a little bit smaller than they are now. So anyway, very, very roomy and carried just about everything, but probably not as much as, I didn't really carry that much. I don't carry that much in my purses, so it's kind of oversized unless you were going to do a big shopping trip. Now, it snaps not only here, but it also has snaps over here on the side. So there's one on the left and one on the right. So you can pretty well seal it off so that if it falls down on the floor, gets kicked over or whatever, it's not going to come out. Things are not going to come out when you tip it. So having those 3 snap areas was kind of nice. And let's see, I always loved the luggage style satchel type look that it had on both sides. And you can put this on your shoulder. I mean, it's not great, but I usually put my hand on the bottom of my purse anyway, so I can hold it pretty securely and have it tucked against me and be fairly comfortable. But the more you put in it, the heavier it gets. And even right now, I mean, I could probably ought to get my scale and see how much it weighs just with nothing in it. But it's dense, it's heavy, and very well made. Now, how much was it back at that time? Honest to goodness, I cannot tell you, but I'm thinking in the area of about $425. Okay, so I did a little research, and I've looked on POSHMARK and eBay to see kind of what they are listing for these days. And it's called the Cognac leather bag. And this person says that this one retailed for $675. No, it didn't, or we wouldn't have bought it. I mean, $425 was bad enough. It was either $425 or $450. It was an anniversary gift. It was probably once in a lifetime. This is the only Dooney and Bourke purse I'm going to own Disney way, which it wasn't. But, you know, I knew I was going to carry it for a long, long time. And even on the sites, as I'm looking at several different ones, they're reselling them for about $400, $350, $300, $400. So, you know, that's pretty in line with what it was originally anyway. And then it also has feet. This is another thing I like about Dooney and Bourke, is that they put protective feet on the bottom of them so that when you do set it down somewhere, it's not going to be directly on the leather bottom. But y'all, this one was all leather. So for an all leather bag, when you compare it to designer bags that might be all leather in the $3,000 to $5,000 range, $425 or $450 was not a horrible price back at that time. And of course, I'm very proud of it, and I love it, and I will never get rid of it. It's, you know, it has sentimental value as well as being a treasured Disney purchase. So that was the cognac leather. All right, another one that I got, which was not, I waited a few years before I got this one. Now, this one I did buy myself. However, it was from a collection of money from Christmas, birthdays, you know, whatever I had saved. And It's a Small World is one of my favorite rides at Disney. My very first, most favorite ride is the Transit Authority, which is the little car that goes all around the Tomorrowland area, park area, that you can just sit and ride and you don't feel much. Which is kind of like this one. You can sit and ride, you don't bump around, and It's a Small World is such a sweet ride. Plus, I always liked the characters. The little dolls just fascinated me. When we would ride it, I would look at their costumes and just ooh and ah, because they're just gorgeous. And there's a special history behind the Small World characters. And if you have the Disney Channel, we watched it one time about the lady who designed the clothing for the dolls, and it's just fascinating. So anyway, this was kind of a modern take to it. Kind of reminds me of Paul Klee artwork, if you know who Paul Klee is. If you don't, look it up. Or I can insert a picture. I'll try to remember to do that and show you what... we studied Paul Klee when I was teaching art in my elementary classes, and we did a castle based on his work. And so this reminds me very much of what Paul Klee's work looked like. So it is the same on both sides, the print. This one is not leather except for the handles and anywhere where you see the tan part. This is that coated canvas, which to me is kind of a rip off in a way, because I know you're paying for the leather part here, but there's coated canvas on the bottom, and look at the print on the bottom. Isn't that cool? And here are the feet here, but it's canvas. It's coated canvas to protect it, of course, but it's not all leather. So why is it so high? But I don't remember this one being as high as when I went on eBay and Poshmark and different places like that, of it being as high as they are saying that it is. No, it wasn't that high. So, let me get back to Safari. When I looked up this style, and let me get to the one that I had chosen, even used on eBay. And I kind of hate to look at eBay because when you're looking, they send you messages about you want to purchase this, which is kind of irritating, but that's just how they do it. All right, so this one is being resold for $350, and I don't remember it being that much. I remember it being more like $295 or something. At the most, $325. I don't know. But anyway, it is reselling for a lot. And then there was another site, I think it was on Poshmark, that they were selling this thing because they said it was a rare find for $675. What? Ooh. All right, this one's a little different than the cognac one because it has this side pull here, which Louis Vuitton, isn't it styled this way? I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at some pictures about it, but I love the little fringe leather tie here. Now, this doesn't do anything, you know, it doesn't like cinch it up or anything. It's just there for looks. But like I said, the only leather part's going to be the handle, this section right here, anything that's tan. And then on the inside, it's got that signature red cloth interior and some pockets and some zipper areas, but not as many. Well, yeah, it's the same. It's got as many pockets inside. And this one does have a zipper, which is really nice, you know, and I like how it pulls up to zip. It's great because it's going to seal everything, you know, and nothing falling out, except right here on the sides, there's a gap right there and right here. I never had any trouble with anything falling out, but it does have that gap, but zippered top. So again, this one's not going to go anywhere. It will be with me forever and passed down to Suzanne, of course, for her. But yeah, I love it. And like I said, the only one that I really was wanting back at the time when I bought another one was because It's a Small World was so sentimental to me. It was, again, probably my second favorite ride in the Disney parks, so that's why I purchased it. Now, on the site, if you go to the Disney Shop Disney company, they have a new It's a Small World, and I will insert a picture either here or over here and show you what the new one looks like. It's kind of cool. I don't know that I would want it. Here's a portion of it right here. And just to be seeing how much it is. All right, this one, which is called the tote, here's a better picture of the tote, is retailing for $328. So as I'm thinking back when I got that one, which was several years ago, I don't think that one was it might have been $295 or $275. But anyway, so $328. Again, it's that coated canvas, and I don't like it near as one that I have. And I didn't show you, but when you come up close to the gold, do you see how there are characters outlined in gold? And then on the back, same way, the little characters. Aren't they sweet? So even though the characters are on this one that's new in color, I really prefer the little outline characters on the original one that I got. So that was purse number 2 of my Disney Dooney collection. All right, here's number 3. Now this one's interesting because I did not get it at the parks. We had taken a trip to Ruidoso, New Mexico, and it was kind of it's a cool place to shop. We don't go for the horse racing. We're not, anything like that. We went because I'd never been before, and it's so different. There's so many trees. It's really beautiful. But we wanted to go for the shopping because I'd always heard the main street had a lot of shops. Well, at that time it did, but the shops weren't busy, and a lot of the shops had closed down. So it was kind of a period of time when the economy was getting pretty rough. And so a lot of businesses had closed. But we went into this one place, and it was sort of like an antique shop or a thrift store, but a little bit on a higher end. And over at the side on a shelf was this purse. And I just went, oh my word. All right, now let me see. This one has a special name, and I did not know that. This one is called the Black Chain Charms Shopper Bag. I don't know. Again, it's that coated canvas. The only thing that's going to be leather is here and here. And y'all, that's it. There's not even leather on the bottom. I mean, it's just the handle and this little pocket on the outside edge. You know, and then there's the little Dooney and Burke symbol. Anyway, so if you look at it on eBay, I clicked to just one picture. I'm not going to look and see how many, you know, different sites you can find these on. But anyway, they want $239 for one on eBay. And it's got the little charms with the different Disney characters. So it's the chain print with the little Disney charm characters on both sides. Super cute, you know, and so many of the characters were showing. And I guess because this is more of a shopper bag instead of like a purse, it does not have a leather bottom and there are no protective feet. So you've got this black fabric that I was always really nervous about putting in, you know, on a seat. Definitely not on the floor, you know, but, and then it had these canvas style handles. Now the handles are pretty nice, but this one I had a lot of trouble carrying it on my shoulder. So it's more of like an elbow shopping bag to me. And honest to goodness, I only carried it like 1 or 2 times because again, it is very heavy. It does have a snap top, but there's only one snap top. And when I bought this, it had the original, look at this, the original Disney Parks shopping bag that you get when you go shopping. And I was thinking, did it have a receipt in here? Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, it did. Okay, here is the receipt. Oh, this is the receipt of what I purchased it at. But here is the Disney Park receipt, and it is so faded. Let me see if I can see what it says. All right, $245, and I guess there was a discount, a promo code, 20% off, $49 off. So whoever bought this paid $196 for it plus tax. Isn't that cool? The receipt was actually with it. And then, of course, you know, it's got the Dooney and Burke postcard that you can mail off and let people know that this is really a Dooney and Burke thing. And the inspection little packet. I mean, it came with everything you would expect it to come with. So as a collector, this is sort of a neat thing to have. All right, here's what I paid. All right, so they had marked on it $175. They were having a sale, so it took it to $87.50, and then with my tax, I paid $94 for it. I don't know if that was a good deal or not, but anyway, certainly better than, what was it, $298 or whatever. But anyway, just another one to have a collection. So what's kind of neat about my collection is that now I have a black one, you know, and I have the brown cognac color, and then I have the cream color. It's not white, it's cream colored. And here's something else that's kind of weird. On this cream colored one, if you look right there, it has some I don't know if that's just how it was made, but to me it looks like a flaw where the ink or whatever they were using kind of spread through here. So I don't know if people would be, I'll have to find one maybe someday and see if they all kind of have that look to it. It's almost like the leather leaked through on the canvas a little bit when they were trying to coat it. I don't know, it's interesting. But anyway, so I've got that light color. So it was almost like I had a spring and summer, a fall, and then a winter bag. Does that matter? Not probably. I don't know. So silly. Okay, one more. This is my last one. I only have 4 in my collection. One year that we had gone, and I believe it was a Christmas trip, they had this one, and it is a camera bag style. Here's the one side, here's the other side, and it's not very big. And I had told myself as I have been getting older, when you're walking through the park and you're going 10 miles, if you've ever been to Disney World, you walk about 10 to 12 miles a day, or we do anyway. Very rarely did we go under 8 miles of walking time in the parks. So your purse gets heavier and heavier. The bag that you're carrying gets heavier and heavier. So I told Suzanne, I would like to look for a bag to be able to carry just like a crossbody and not feel so weighted down. A lot of times we take extra, like the ponchos if it rains, or we take a raincoat that you can wrap up, or we take a sweater, and you need the bigger bags. But I had decided I was going to take a tote that was very light and put those in it, and then just carry this one with all the paraphernalia, that a woman carries in her purse. Okay, so anyway, so this little camera bag, we were getting ready to leave on one of our trips, and we had gone to look in the stores again for last minute treasures. And Suzanne and I, we'd always kind of liked this, and I believe it's called the Sketch. Let me see for sure what it is referred to as. Okay, yeah, it's the Sketch crossbody. This one is a crossbody, and of course this one, this style, this print has been the one that I think has lasted the longest. I have seen this print over and over and over again, and we always sort of liked it, but it didn't draw me to get a larger purse. So I thought, oh, how about one in a little bit smaller style? And a lot of the leather parts to it were tan, and I thought this one was unusual because it was a black, which matched to me more the black outlines of the sketches on both sides. So I was just really drawn to this. Well, so was Suzanne. So we both have one of these, and it doesn't get confusing when we travel with them or anything, but I do like it. It's been really nice, and as small as it is, it pretty well has some good storage to it. So we've got a top zipper. Let me see if I can get it undone. And this one, by the way, has been in rain, but because of that coated canvas, and this one, you know what? It's really not a coated canvas. It has a different feel than those two. This one, you hear that? It's that kind of thing that a rain poncho would be made out of, but yet thicker and more substantial. All right, so anyway, here is the interior, and I've got some things in here already because I had just taken it last summer to Disneyland. So I had purchased from Amazon this little tiny billfold to put my credit cards in. And then my husband gave us a gift card in this for fun one year. And so I take it for putting, lipstick or whatever you might want to put in that. Gift cards was another one. And the other thing that I like about Dooney and Burke, and I didn't show you if these have it or not. Let me check before I talk about it, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Yep, they all do. All right, here's what's neat about Dooney and Burke. All of them have this on the inside of them, which for me, this is what I attach my keys to. So if your purse falls over, if you drop it and it goes tumbling down somewhere and it's open, your keys are not going to fall out of here because it's going to be attached to this. Now, other people might use it for something else, but for me, I attached my keys to it because I am the keeper of the keys when we go anywhere. And my husband says, "Where are the keys?" And I've got them. which is fine. I don't mind keeping up with them. So anyway, here's the interior of this one. It does have a little side pocket, and it has another pocket right over here. So we've got 2 pockets on the inside. And then not only does it have that, but there's an outside pocket that zips, and it's got pretty good room. And then I love the other side of this because it's got almost like an extra little purse attached on the outside of the purse. So this one is what this looks like. And hence, that's why I guess it would be called the little camera bag. Okay. And then it came with this. This is what was attached to it, the Dooney & Bourke. You know, the other ones might have something like this was on the cognac. My little Small World didn't have an outside thing, and neither does the shopper bag. It doesn't have an outside little charm except for right here in the front, that little charm thing right there. But I love the little heart charm that came on this one. So you see something else dangling on here. Well, because this one is smaller, there's not much room for a whole lot of stuff, especially sunglasses that I didn't want them to get squashed inside here when I was not, you know, every time you ride like a wild ride, if you go on a roller coaster, you want to take those sunglasses off because you might not see them by the end of the ride. So I always take my sunglasses off, and I had found this little pouch, and it's very, very thick, and it came from the Disney parks, and it has that opening here that, you know, there's some sort of metal something or other going on in here where you can do it like this, and then it snaps back shut. So anyway, that's what I kept my sunglasses in, and it just hangs on the outside of the purse like so, and it's not going to go anywhere because this little attachment, which is very strong, attaches to the metal ringer that's on the side of the purse. So this is how I rolled in Disneyland last year with this little bag. No feet protection, of course, because it's so small. But this one, again, is super easy to wipe off, just like the coated canvas ones are easy to wipe off. And I am not sorry about this purchase. Okay, so how much was it? You know I don't know. I can't even remember. I don't remember prices. All right, on Poshmark, it shows that this retailed for $240. And no, we didn't, okay, that was the other thing. We had seen these on a shelf, and we went over and looked at them, and they were so much off. I do not remember, I'll have to ask Suzanne. It was either 25% off or 40% off. They were clearing these out. And why, I don't know particularly, but they were clearing them out. But even on clearance, I'm thinking we gave like, it was either, I have to ask her. It was either 125 or 150, which I thought that's terrible for this size. But at least it's not the retail price of $240. I think $240 is a lot for this size camera bag. Of course, there's a lot of construction and, you know, stuff going on with this small of a bag, but that's a lot. So anyway, on Poshmark, they are wanting, this particular person is wanting 175. So, yeah. So anyway, these are not going to go anywhere. I will keep them forever. They will be passed down. But that is my small collection of Disney Dooney & Bourke bags. Yes, I'm happy with them. Yes, I'm not sad at all or sorry about any of the purchases. Do I still carry them? I'm going to have to be honest and say I don't. And every time I look in my closet, I think, yeah, you need to go ahead and carry that. No. And I did used to. When they were new, I carried them pretty often because that was the style back then, was that never full kind of look. And even though they were kind of heavy, I didn't really care because I liked them. I still like them. I still will carry them. I still need to carry them. But this one is probably easier to carry if you're traveling to the parks. And like I said, the older you get, the less you want hanging on your shoulder. And so yeah, we were really happy with this. And it is a long crossbody. It has a very long strap that can be adjusted. So anyway, fun stuff. And I hope that you kind of enjoyed this. I enjoyed getting them back out and looking at them, seeing the details and seeing them once again a little bit closer. And as I look at all four of them, there's not one that's probably more my favorite than the other. I probably treasure the cognac a little bit more because my husband bought it for me, and that was just my anniversary gift for that year. And we looked and we looked and we looked, and you know, he kept saying, which one do you want, which one do you want? And I had such a hard time trying to decide, because like at that time those styles were popular. If in retrospect, if I could go back and do another one, I'd probably buy a smaller size in that cognac leather. And I know they made them, I just can't find them right now. I don't see them anywhere. I'd have to do a little bit more searching. But that was another fun thing, was going back and researching the history of Dooney and Bourke. And I don't know how they got into doing the Disney purses, but I bet they have made a small fortune or giant fortune connecting with Disney, because you know, if you like those kind of purses anyway and you go to the Disney site, they have so many cute ones available now. And I did do some looking to see what is going on in the Disney world right now, and I don't know if I like any of them or not. Some of them are okay. Ooh, the blue one. There's a blue one. You see the blue? That's kind of pretty. But as far as, do I like them any better than what I've got? No, not at all. You know, it's just this is a terrible way to show you. But, you know, if you go to Shop Disney or even to the Dooney and Bourke company, and they will have some on their site. And hey, some of them are on sale right now. For instance, ooh, that one's kind of pretty. Disney Chicago 21 crossbody, retailed $228, now it's $114. That one's kind of cute. And here's what it looks like. Kind of cute. I don't know why they call it Chicago. I guess it's just everything associated with Chicago. They have a mid-century, an Oswald. Oswald was Disney's first character. If you know a little bit about the history of Walt Disney, he was the first character that was stolen from Walt Disney. You know, Walt Disney's life is really interesting because he came up against a lot of brick walls, which when I fuss about my jewelry and having it not go anywhere, or my painting things and having them not go anywhere, Suzanne will always remind me, remember Disney? Look how many no's he had. Look how many things that happened to him, like the Oswald situation. This Oswald one is $248. And it's on sale for $124 on the Dooney and Bourke site. I'm not on the Shop Disney right now. But anyway, yeah. Let me go on Shop Disney for a minute and see what's going on in the Dooney and Bourke world. Oh my word. There's even Dooney and Bourke headbands. Ooh. $195 for those little precious things right there. $298 for this sweetheart satchel. Wouldn't that be cute for Valentine's? Cute, cute. Backpacks. Aha. Here is the sketch purses that are like my little camera bag. How cute. So that style, but they're in the tan leather and not the black leather. Maybe they were getting rid of the black leather. Maybe people didn't like the tan leather. I don't know. But anywhere from, let's see, one of the crossbody bags is $228. Here's that one. And I want to see if it tells what kind of material this is. All right, it says screen art on textured polyvinyl coated cotton. So it's not even canvas. Polyvinyl coated cotton. And of course, always fully lined and everything with the signature red. Interesting to know. I'm glad to know that, because I did not know what kind of material this was, as opposed to the coated canvas. And this is heavier, you know. Maybe that's why they quit doing the coated canvas, because it was so much thicker and heavier than this. Interesting to know. That was it. That was all the bags. But even like a cosmetic case, that little one right there, $64 for a little cosmetic case. And this was the style, they call it the barrel bag, which was the style of my first one. My first Dooney ever was a barrel bag. $268 for that one. But it has the extra strap that I guess you could carry it crossbody style. $298 for the tote. And then the one next to it was also $298, and they call it a satchel bag. So anyway, if you love Disney as much as we do, and you've ever wanted to purchase a bag, just do some research and some history looking and see what you can find. eBay, POSHMARK. I know there are other companies that sell them. And the nice thing about them is that they hold up so very well. I mean, even my first one, I put that thing through the ringer, being, you know, as a teacher. I was a young teacher at that time, and that thing got thrown all over the place, and it still looks good. And you'll see when I do my Dooney and Burke collection. We'll show you a little bit more. I hope that you enjoyed this. I sure did. And if you'd like for me to do the collections videos, please let me know. I think it's kind of fun. It's promise, it is not a bragging thing at all. I am just sharing things that I have. And you got to understand how old I am and how many things that I have collected over the years. You know, somebody in their 20s and 30s are probably going, no, whatever. But I've been married, we will be married 40, I was married in 81, this is 2025, 44 years. I'm going to be a palindrome number this year. So look how many chances I've had to collect. And like I told you many times before, my husband has spoiled me rotten and fed my addiction to clothing, purses, jewelry, all things frivolous that when time is over is not going to mean one thing. If you are a follower of Jesus Christ, you know that things of this earth do not matter. They do not matter. And you know, even when something falls and breaks, I used to get upset long ago. Now there's no reason to get upset. It is stuff. Do we enjoy it while we're here? Of course we do. We're going to enjoy the things that we love and things that kind of give us happiness along the way. But in the end, does it matter? No, it's frivolous. My jewelry that I make is frivolous. My painting thing is frivolous. But it is a craft. It is a love. It is something that keeps me going. And I think that's okay. You know, some people, sports is their thing. Some people love to read and books. They have books piled on top of each other, you know, and cases of books. Some people like furniture and they want to spend a lot of, so everybody's got their own interest, and that's okay. I think that God wants us to be joyful and happy while we're here, but don't forget the thing about furthering his kingdom. I still think, you know, the money that I've earned over the years, it's very important to me to tithe. And that might not be a thing for somebody else, but it is for me. I feel good about it. And so whatever money I have left over that I have saved, and I've gotten all this stuff, I don't know what to say other than that. Other than it's just fun stuff. It's fun stuff. So I'm looking forward to the next videos, and I hope that you'll stick around with me and come along as I do all of these. And God bless everyone. I hope you're having a great new year, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for coming along. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. All right, here is my full outfit for today of my Disneyland jersey with the Mickey Mouse on the front. And I love the color blocking in this one with the sleeves being different. And then here's what it looks like in the back. One of my favorites, and one that we wore to Disneyland for Christmas one year. Really comfortable and super